Ready? Jose, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, absolutely. So welcome everybody to this AT&T Mobile Field Solution Showcase. Is this the first time that we've
First time ever.
Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. I want to introduce myself. I'm Jose Espinel. I'm the Vice President and General Manager for what we call the Desert Southwest market, and that's basically a territory that covers the state of Arizona, New Mexico, and Southern Nevada, so Las Vegas. And we are actually headquartered here in Phoenix. In my responsibility, I oversee all of our sales and distribution functions here in AT&T, and what that means directly, I oversee all of our retail exclusive channels, and then indirectly, I oversee all of our different sales channels and the segments that we support. I can tell you, this is a great time to be here in Arizona. This is a market that it's growing significantly, and we want to be part of that growth. And this market is so important that we're devoting a lot of resources. We're investing, first of all, in our network, hundreds of millions of dollars every year in improving and enhancing our network. And also we're investing in expanding all of our different channels of distribution. So I'll tell you, just between last year and the first half of this year, we've added almost 30 new retail locations in our footprint here in the market. AT&T, a little bit about us. We have a wide array of different distribution channels that we use to serve our customers. From, again, presence in retail stores. We have relationships with national retailers. We have in-home experts, teams that go to homes to serve our customers. We have online channels, we have call centers, and we have a really important business and government business solutions team that serves those customers. And we serve customers from the individual consumer to small businesses, mid-market customers, to the big, large corporations, and also big government entities. We also have a really big focus on differentiating through service. That's something that we're passionate about. You probably have heard a lot of commercials out there with our tagline that we offer the best deals for everyone. So we want to make sure that we're serving our customers in your terms, whatever you want to be served, and then whenever you want to be served. And the other thing is that we believe very, very seriously in connecting with the communities that we serve and doing that work locally. And this is why I have the pleasure to introducing our leader for today, who is Sergio Botello. He is our leader of our mobile business sales solutions, not mobile, business solutions team for this Desert Southwest market. He's local here in Phoenix as well. And again, I want to thank you for being here with us today. I hope that you extract a lot of value out of this event, and look forward to catching up with some of you.
Appreciate that. I couldn't be more excited to be here with all of you today. I'm very lucky to be able to lead the business team for the Southwest. I align directly to Jose. And one of the coolest parts about what I get to do is I get to be at the forefront of what's going on in the business world. And I get to hear about it firsthand through the work that my team is doing. But we also get to work side by side with our business customers. And we go after, capturing new market opportunities as well as addressing challenges, which in today's climate, it's highly evolving, right? There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of things that are putting pressure on business operations. And so today I'm really excited about what we have in store today. Today's focus is really around the mobile field solutions aspect of our business portfolio. And so looking at things like rising fuel costs, supply chain issues, employee retention, just to name a few, right? These are things that are very much real and present within a lot of our business clients' environments that we're after, that we talk to, and a lot of the solutions that we're going to talk about today, they directly tie in towards making a positive impact into these areas. And so I'll kind of preface that with saying that, a lot of these solutions, it's probably not going to be the first time you've heard about it, right? You've heard about fleet, you've heard about tracking assets. But as such, right, the client demand and the fact that there are so many changes within that economic climate, it forces that solution to evolve over time. So solutions continue to mature, features and capabilities continue to expand. And so really what today's about is to what does that look like today? And what does AT&T's response look like to that? And how are we beefing up and ramping up our solutions and our product offering to align directly and be able to be in a position to help, together respond to these things or these opportunities. So that's what today's about. We'll hear a little bit about fleet. We'll get into advanced tracking. We'll talk a little bit about the workforce, so all the people that are out there in the field, service techs, the delivery men, things like that. A lot of you today in the audience probably use some sort of land mobile radio type of a setup or communication, things like that. We'll talk a little bit about PTT. And then we got some real exciting stuff, kind of hot off the press, that I was able to twist some arms to bring to Phoenix specifically around our Vision 3.0, which I won't steal the thunder for who's going to be bringing that on, but that's some pretty exciting stuff as well. And then in closing, we'll have the presenters that you'll meet today. We'll bring them back up, and then we'll have a live Q&A session. These individuals are individuals that this is what they do every day. So they're listening, they're actively engaged in real life solutions, real life problems. They're helping align. And so I won't, drain this any further. Super excited. Couldn't thank you on behalf of the team. Thank you for being here. And we're gonna get this kicked off with a brief video before I introduce a critical partner of mine, Adrian Franco. But let's roll the video here. And then Adrian, you can come back in as soon as I'm done. But thanks again. Appreciate everybody being here today.
Enterprise with mixed fleets and multiple, possibly one.
Man, that was a fast video.
Other branches, having near real-time insights of your fleet activity can be critical to helping you achieve your business objectives. Whether your goal is to reduce logistic costs, improve fleet productivity, or achieve compliance, having visibility and control in your fleet can help enhance your business operations. AT&T Fleet Management can help you move faster and go further by enabling you to translate your fleet data into actionable information. From a single universal plug-and-play device that is easily installed in vehicles to collect data and is transferred via the highly secured, fast and reliable AT&T network to one powerful, interactive dashboard with advanced reporting and visibility of your fleets, drivers, and assets. We equip you with the right tools and data to help you sense and adapt in near real time, helping you to build a better business operation and achieve new efficiencies. AT&T Fleet Management is part of a comprehensive global portfolio of IoT solutions, supported by a leading network that supports millions of IoT connected devices and an innovative ecosystem that leverages deep field experience to help you connect further. Let us help you run smarter with the right data and dream bigger without technology constraints. Visit AT&T.com/fleet management to learn more about how to make this a reality for you.
Thanks very much for that video. Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Adrian Franco. I am a partner account manager with GeoTab out there. So I wanted to ask a real quick question. Who here right now currently has some type of fleet solution right now you guys are utilizing currently, whether it be anybody? I just want to see you raise your hands. Perfect. And of you guys, who's currently using GeoTab right now out there? One. Okay, all right, perfect, great. Hey, we got one right there, awesome, appreciate the feedback. So, like I mentioned, my name is Adrian Franco. My sole purpose is to be a consultant to help out any conversations we're having around fleet. What are the industries looking to do out there? What are some of the concerns? What are some of the things that are coming up from a technology base that we're able to solve from there? We also, right now, we have in spirit my colleague Rich Odom. Unfortunately couldn't be here. On Monday, he got test results back that he was positive on COVID, so he couldn't be here, but he said he was going to be here in spirit. So if you can hit the next slide, appreciate that. So just like I asked right now, some of you guys currently have a fleet solution already in place. So my question is, are there any things that you guys wish that you guys' current fleet solution that's out there? Just asking out of everybody that's currently here. Is there anything you guys wish that your current solution did better than what it has? Anybody? No? All right then, perfect. So what I want to go ahead and kind of jump into is some of the things you guys saw in the video. The video kind of covered a different realm of different things and solutions that we're able to solve with. So these are our 6 pillars that we aim with GeoTab. All of them kind of intertwine with one another to be able to solve and find solutions for you guys' fleet. Whether you guys are in the trucking industry, landscaping industry, short-term delivery, whether you guys are HVAC companies, whatever it may be, there is something out there that we can help solve for you. So some of the things that we help out with is our safety and optimization things. So safety, I think every fleet out there wants to make sure that they're their safest fleet out there. So by being able to get in real time alerts of how is it that your drivers are actually performing? Are they truly wearing their seatbelt when they're supposed to be wearing their seatbelt? Are they doing any harsh braking, any hard accelerations that maybe is of concern from you? Or did they get in an accident? Have any of you guys' fleet ever gotten in any fender benders accidents? Can I have a raise of hands, anything? Great. So one thing that's great about our technology at GeoTab is we have a thing called accident reconstruction, where we can actually help you reconstruct an accident basing it off of the G-forces of the impact. And all that is admissible in court, and if needed, we would send our solutions engineers to articulate and interpret what occurred from that event. But I do call that a double-edged sword because you can definitely prove, hey, Adrian as your operator was going 30 on a 30, made that left-hand turn, great. But then again, it can prove that I was going 45 on a 30, gathering that data in real time to understand, yeah, you kind of did violate some laws and everything. Might want to settle this out of court because of the cost that it's going to cost us to even go to court. So those are some of the powerful tools we have on there to be able to help you. The other thing that sets us apart is that we track everything not by ping rates. A lot of the people out there in the industry do 30 to 60-second ping rates. We track everything second by second. So that's a crucial thing to be able to gather data points to understand exactly when you're going 25 miles an hour, 26 miles an hour, when you hit the brakes, when you got to a customer destination, and when did the driver leave. So those are some of the things with their safety. Now, optimization. I think everybody here right now is kind of having conversations around fuel costs, I would probably say, to understand, hey, how can we save our money when it comes from fuel? So some of the data out there is kind of showing that for every 60 minutes of vehicles idling, it's consuming about a gallon of fuel. So say one of your drivers gets to one of their destinations, get there, leave the engine running for like 15, 20 minutes, great. Next stop, another 15 minutes, great. And they continue on that pattern. If they do that on average, 60 minutes, gallon fuel, basic math, let's just go with 10 vehicles. Conservatively, maybe, I don't know what's gas right here, like $5 a gallon right now?
Yeah,
We'll just use 5 right now. So five times, 10 vehicles, that's already $50 of fuel you've already consumed on one day of operations. Multiply that over a 5-day work week, 250, multiply it over 52 weeks out of the year, see how the math adds up. So we have fleets understand, hey, maybe you have some type of guidelines that you want to be able to control your idling costs to minimize that actually output that it's pushing out of fuel costs. Maybe you don't let your vehicles idle more than 5 minutes. You can actually get a real-time alert, customizing that rule to let the driver know and dispatch know if needed. As well as for every 60 minutes a vehicle also idles is also equivalent to about 20 miles of wear and tear on the engine. So not only is it costing you money from a fuel, but also wear and tear on that engine. So if some of you guys are keeping your rigs or your vehicles 150,000 miles, 200,000 miles, but they have excessive mileage on there, that's really maybe a 250, 300,000 mile engine. So by being able to gather those data are crucial to understand how are you truly utilizing that asset. Is it the sweet spot that at 100,000 miles, sell off that vehicle so you can buy a new one? Or is it at 200,000 miles? We here at GeoTab, through AT&T Fleet Management, we can help you understand and aggregate that data so it can help you from an optimization point right there. So the next thing I want to be able to pivot into is our productivity and compliance, because the next video is going to be able to help you out to be able to understand how these two metrics of compliance and productivity help with driver retention from that point. Making sure that we're not only listening to the consumer, but we're also listening to the everyday driver to understand what are some of the tools that are needed out there to make their day-to-day a lot more efficient, a lot easier, so they can enjoy their day as they're operating for you guys. So if you want to go ahead and play the video, we'll go from there.
Let's talk about driver retention at trucking companies. It's really low, between 5% and 20% at large fleets. What can fleet operators do? AT&T asked Nampa Transportation's IT Director, Jim Bright, to share how they've doubled their retention rate relative to the industry average.
Our driver-focused culture really puts many of the decisions that we make directly into the driver's hands. We listen, we hear what they have to say about their frustration, whatever it may be, and we always try to find solutions through technology.
So, getting drivers involved with figuring out business requirements for technology is key. But it also means that drivers become advocates of the technology. High driver adherence to fleet technology enables near real-time notifications related to driver behavior and safety, which aids compliance with regulations.
What I can tell you is that the AT&T Fleet Management Platform is very easy to use from our driver's side. We've really simplified their trip management process and put a lot of that compliance into the driver manager's hands.
Simplifying compliance and communication has made trip management easier, allowing drivers to focus just on driving, which is a big win. Overall, Napa Transportation's driver-centric approach has boosted retention, improved driver productivity, and increased compliance with strict ELD requirements. For more info on AT&T Fleet Management Solutions, go to att.com/fleetmanagement.
Perfect, thank you. So as you see there was a real scenario of one of the companies that we would assist to be able to have with their driver retention. Right now, the data has shown that in the trucking world, for every onboarding of a new driver, companies are spending anywhere between $6,000 to $12,000. So if you're having a high turnover rate from a driver, you can see how that can be affecting your bottom line. Like, hey, we need to hire more people, we're spending, they're leaving us in 6 months. That's a huge thing. So what GeoTab does, since we're a privately owned company and we've been in business for 22 years, we're really an engineering data company. So we listen to what the clients and the drivers are asking for. And that's one thing that, as Sergio had mentioned earlier, we're developing our software every week, working on it, every day in, day out. What can we do better? What are some of the things that the industry is telling us, whether it be landscaping, trucking industry, whether it be HVAC, what's out there? What are drivers asking for? Can we build out other integrations? That's gonna make your job and their day a lot easier, and also make that everyday user happy from that perspective on there. So that's what we help and we do when we're hitting our productivity. So being able to understand, when did the driver get there to a location? How long were they there for? Did they overstay their stay? Maybe you guys have a guideline that, hey, when a driver gets to their actual location, 20 minutes is a threshold. Why are they staying in one location 10 minutes and the next one 30 minutes? Well, there's a saying that we have at GeoTab: you can't really manage what you can't measure. So if you're not measuring actual data, how are you gonna be able to manage your day-to-day to understand true patterns? Do you come to find out that, hey, I'm only doing 6 stops to service your guys' clients, but after putting in a solution with AT&T Fleet Management GeoTab, you come to find out, hey, we're kind of idling or overutilizing our asset over here. If we aggregate it and actually run reports after a month, 2 months, we can actually get another stop, 2 stops out of the actual day's work, which is one, making you a lot more productive, increasing your guys' bottom line, and also affecting your guys' customer service experience, meaning you're hitting more clients throughout your day. So those are some of the tools that we have to truly understand how productive your fleet is performing with actual data throughout its day. And then our compliance. So for those of you that are on the ELD hours of service, we have everything to be able to hit on there. So if anything that has to do with IFTA reporting, anything with the FMCSA, we cover all those checkboxes on there. So we got you covered on that, whether it be DVIR, all that great stuff. So the next one I want to jump into is our expandability. Another great thing that's great about GeoTab is that we're open API. Since we collect about 41-ish, 42 billion data points a day, that's a lot of data we collect. So we have a big plethora of marketplace partners, one that we have here today, which is ActSoft, that we integrate with to figure out, hey, instead of being competitors, how can we merge together? How can we get to bring the best solution out there in market that's gonna be used every day, day out by the actual consumer out there? So by having that open API, we're able to solve, hey, timekeeping, what can we do with any digital forms, which my partner is gonna go into there here in a little bit, as well as cameras. Cameras is becoming more and more top. For some of you, you guys might already have video cameras already in your fleet, but in the past 9 months, about 60% of all my customer-facing conversations I've had, hey, what can we do to integrate with a camera? Hey, is it just road-facing? No, we have solutions that we can do a road-facing in-cab, our camera solution that we integrate with can go up to 8 cameras around a vehicle, giving you that full scope to be able to understand the context of what may happen if an accident occurs. Or maybe, hey, you guys are pulling a load and they're stating that there's a few pieces of equipment falling off the vehicle. Well, you can actually put a video on the back and be able to look at the truck load to understand, nope, nothing's falling off. There it is, give me that context. So by using our expandability, our actual pillar, will help you understand your day in, day out of that to be able to hit that. So the next video is gonna kind of go in a little bit more into that to be able to go over that. So if you guys can play the video.
Let's talk about integrating technology for fleet operations. It's not easy. Large nationwide fleets, mixed vehicle types, incompatible hardware and back-end systems, and limited internal IT bandwidth. What can fleet operators do? AT&T asked Napa Transportation's IT director, Jim Brighton, to share how they implemented a new solution that increased driver productivity and improved compliance.
There's obviously a lot of internal things. When you're putting the new telematics in, it does shift where your work goes and how we would help support through that. These are a lot of questions, and you just gotta feel confident with the vendor you're working with.
The goal from Napa was to simplify the whole process, deliver the right data to the right employees, to help visualize fleet and driver activities, and integrate everything for a seamless and single-source solution. Using SDK Toolkit was a natural fit. It's open, it's powerful, and there's a developer community that can help with support.
In a nutshell, from our driver's side, we've really simplified their trip management process and put a lot of that compliance into the driver manager's hands. Having a tool that's very easy to use certainly helps to ensure that compliance proactively.
Because the solution continuously captures rich data related to trip management, driver behavior, hours of service, and engine diagnostics, it enables deep insights to be unlocked while supporting drivers with a rich in-cab experience.
The more you can make it easier for our drivers and they can focus on safe driving certainly helps. Not always measurable, but it certainly helps.
For more info on AT&T Fleet Management Solutions, go to att.com/fleet management.
Perfect. Just to let you know, that was not a paid testimonial. They did it on their own. They wanted to kind of be one of our advocates to throw out there, so that's why we wanted to show that video. So now, we're gonna have Matthew come up here and give out some raffles right now.
Good afternoon, I'm Matt Flores. I'm one of the managers on the business team, and I'm pretty sure this is why you guys are all here. And you see us. Oh, you got some also?
Oh.
Come on.
Wait, hold on. There's 2 parts. Hold on. No. Put it in here.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna call out the number.
Oh,
Two,
no.
though. You're trying to not make them win.
All right, here we go.
For the first
So
prize.
the first prize is going to be a backpack and golf balls from Adrian and GeoTab. So whoever wants to invite me golfing, I'll give you my number. All right, here we go.
This one.
I heard you're pretty good.
The prices only get better from there on out, right?
I definitely don't know how to golf, but I'll definitely be out there for a good time. All right, ticket number 168031.
Right here,
All right, stay tuned. There's gonna be more giveaways, but here we go. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All
All
right.
right, let's throw this one away.
All right, Luis.
All right, let me go ahead and pass this on.
Everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. My name is Ben Zamarripa. I joined Sergio's leadership team here. Recently, I was in a technical sales overlay role. Now I'm here managing the Arizona team, as well as Las Vegas, Henderson, and Albuquerque. So we want to thank you for your time. We appreciate it. We know you guys are busy, so we appreciate your time today. I want to talk about non-traditional fleet tracking besides regular fleet 4 wheels. Now, how many of you out there have any generators or any yellow iron out, any tractors out in the field? Just to raise your hand. Thank you, sir. So many times that we have that type of equipment out there that we don't know where it's at, or we lost track. Sometimes we're also not too sure on the scheduling of the maintenance, which plays a big factor into the life of the actual equipment, right? We also talk about the data as far as the fuel consumption, and today's equipment owners share the biggest fleet challenges as far as this, this slide here represents all the heartburn that comes with the tracking, maintenance, and events, gathering that data into one single glass of pane. So we talk about this type of holistic look and view. We want to share a video with you. It's very impactful, and it's I've seen it before because I'm coming from a role where I sold these solutions. I can see what it does to help benefit a client. And as Sergio mentioned earlier, we sell holistic solutions of all types, right? Not just voice and data. We have everything here to help improve your business processes, help your bottom line, and really help save anything from a ROI perspective, and really give you that back. But let's show this video that's really passionate, really great. So if you could show that now, thank you.
Oh, it's this letter.
Oh yeah. Well, this also shows the single unified dash. So if you can get all those touch points that I just mentioned now, we put it under one glass of pane, where you can monitor everything as far as diagnostics, maintenance schedule. You can also facilitate the reports as far as the single app under one application will give you that vision to be able to see everything under one glass of pane, and it ties in back into what Adrian was talking about earlier. Keeping an eye on your assets, knowing where they're at, knowing the scheduling as far as the maintenance is concerned, and really giving you a bird's eye view of where everything is at. And this video here is such a great example of that.
With AT&T Equipment and Machinery Solutions, we can help you re-engineer your business by connecting to the Internet of Things. From dozers to forklifts to cranes and more, we can help you monitor and control any mixed fleet of equipment, all in a single view. By capturing and analyzing data and diagnostic information, we're helping you increase the operating efficiency of your business, so you'll know where your assets are, how they're performing, and how well they're being operated. In agriculture, farmers are receiving near real-time maintenance diagnostics so they can schedule service, prolonging the life of their equipment. By extending data from the office to the field, we're helping construction companies improve fleet utilization and management. And in equipment manufacturing, long-term analysis of data and trends helps companies predict and prioritize which features are important to their customers. Helping companies design and build the best next-generation machine. As a technology leader, AT&T provides a global network and a single SIM connection, making it easy to deploy one solution that can operate from virtually anywhere in the world, helping you transform the way you do business.
This video showed that sustainability is key when managing your non-critical assets that are not fleet. In fact, we have a really good story from Adrian here. Adrian, can you chime in? And it's actually a really life use case that we can use that would hopefully resonate with you as business owners, as customers, to see what you do not want to happen. And if you share the story?
No problem. So just one thing to add on with that video you guys saw, we have the ability to tie into any PTO sensoring. So if there's something that you guys want to measure to understand any door swings or any type of movement, we can help out with that. So the sky's the limit when it comes from our technology to be able to tap into that. But my scenario was I was having a landscaping project being done in my backyard. So I was finally giving my family a pool, So during the process, they brought the excavator, or I think they're also called backhoes, to be able to do their job, to actually excavate. During the process, we ended up hitting a thing called caliche. I was like, what's caliche? I guess it's some type of compressed mineral that's kind of like concrete that's on the ground. So they had to jackhammer it, right? In the process of kind of jackhammering it, I was at work, and I heard the crew kind of like, oh, stop, pare. And luckily I speak Spanish, so I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So I walk out as a customer, and there I see a piece of yellow iron just leaking oil all over my ground. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, oh, wait, all right. We got to call the project manager. Project manager comes up. Of course, they apologize. Sorry about the whole mix-up, but we have to halt the project, make sure we're within OSHA guidelines, make sure everything gets cleaned up. I was like, all right, cool, do what you got to do. Then I told them, hey, do you guys currently track your fleet? Anything? Nah, we really don't have anything. Do you know why this happened? He goes, yeah, unfortunately, the pool industry in the past 3 years have been busy. People have been pulling money, equity out of their houses and, building their backyards. That's one thing that a lot of people learned coming out of COVID, how to make their house kind of be better when you're home. Well, a lot of these assets have been utilized. One project over here, another project over there, and they're just being overutilized. Came to find out the PMs were overdue twice already over. So the machine eventually just did what it did. Blew a gasket, hose, I'm not sure exactly. I just know I saw the machine stop working, oil all over. So now, not only are they having to deal with the customer issue of like, hey, we apologize for what just happened. Now they're having to halt the project, having to be reactive, and pull other assets off other projects so they can finish my project. So if they would have had a solution like AT&T Fleet Management GeoTab, there's a way we can read the ones and zeros every time they're on, recording those engine hours in real time. So you're getting that time alert, hey, vehicle 32, it's already hit its 500 engine hours. It is time to ground it and be able to be maintenance. So that's something that really happened to me, and I like to kind of bring it up as a scenario because that's something that could have been avoided if they had certain tools and technologies embedded to avoid that issue from even happening. So luckily, at the end of the day, they ended up, finishing up the project, and it ended up all good. So
Well, a great example too, and it helps with our solutions. It helps you with the bottom line, your ROI, right? When return on investment, we're looking to optimize your fleet and avoid that type of scenario from happening. And I want to reinforce that, as Adrian had mentioned, this solution is integratable with anything as far as we can make this customizable for your particular fleet and your needs. So whatever you need, we can do that. So great story. Thank you for sharing that with us. And I think we're going to go off next to raffle time.
Another raffle.
Mr. JT.
Got your pool all fixed now? It's all good?
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, they gave me a credit.
Are we invited?
A little bit better.
So pool party.
Yeah.
at
So
your
if anybody
house
gets to
next
Las
Vegas
Vegas,
trip.
we'll go out of this house.
All right,
bring
we got,
Modelo's.
we got two drawings this time. So we got two $50 gift cards from ActSoft. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'll get whoever wins. We'll get your name and company right now, and then you could get with us after the presentation to get your gift cards. Cool? You good? The sandwiches made everybody sleepy.
Let's go,
Let's go.
All right, we got 1, 6, 8, 0, 3, 3.
Got winner. Let's go.
All right, we got Mr. Root with White Mountain Trucking.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
There's one. Yeah, get with you after, right? Yeah. All right, we got one more. All right, 1, 6, 8, 0, 2, 7. All right.
There you go.
What's your name and company? Mark. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right, and now since we'll go over to Dee, she's going to talk a little bit about ActSoft. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Castro, but I go by Queen Dee. Most of you guys already know me. I am the channel sales manager for the Southwest region. Then Jevy introduce himself real
Jevy,
quickly.
Sison, I am the National Solution Engineer for ActSoft.
There you go. So really quickly, I want to talk about tracking. I know that GeoTab was talking about vehicle tracking, but besides tracking your vehicles, you guys know that employees do more than drive. They're in the field, they're doing construction, they're working hard for you guys. So with that, we can also track them through tablets, through devices, with the power of AT&T network. So think about that. Why is that important for you guys? Anyone? Because I'm gonna pick on someone. Let's see.
She warned everyone.
You in the back, on the pink. Why would that be important for your employees? If you can't see where you're at, where your employees are at.
Are you talking about on a day-to-day driving?
They're in the
Where they
field,
stop,
they're doing
where
your
they're-
work, they're working hard for you.
Well, it's important for me because I need to know where they're at, if they're stopping, if they're there safely, if they've arrived on time, according to what the client has requested us to do. So.
That's right. And Derek, you know I was gonna pick on you. So what's going on right now? You told me a little bit about your scenario, what's going on in your field.
Well, we're having a lot of issues with
Okay.
Paperwork.
Okay.
For sure, paperwork not getting turned in, time cards, things like that.
Okay, awesome. Can you go to the next slide, please? That brings me to my next point, is wireless forms. So everyone uses paper on the vehicle. So the type of information that you can gather on paper, whether it's pictures, invoices, receipts, data collection, inspections, we can do that and digitize that for you. You can get that information real time. And also we do timekeeping. And I'm gonna pick on you, Derek, again, because how are you doing your timekeeping right now?
Paper,
And how's that working out for you?
not great.
Okay, so I am here to upgrade you. So we already have a meeting. We have a meeting set, we do. About us, we are a no contract solution. So we earn your business every single day. I don't wanna get fired. Jevy doesn't wanna get fired. We've been around for 25 years. So we earn your business. We make sure that we're taking care of you, and I'm here to upgrade all of you. So, next slide, please. So we talked about timekeeping. I'm gonna let you touch on dispatching real quickly.
Yeah. So actually, it would be the next one, but kind of touch on what you mentioned. There is a lot of aspects to our solution. A lot of our customers like to utilize us as the main hub to house all these solutions together. Because I think nowadays it's all about the ease of use, ease of operation, right, and having one single pane of glass. To his point, and we can house all of that, especially with partnership with GeoTab. You can see your fleet, you can see your employees, where they're at, and so the activity that they're actually doing as well. What forms they're filling out, what jobs they're on, what's the next job. So what I want to touch on briefly, and one of the most robust solutions that we offer is dispatching. The fact that we have, actually let's raise your hand if you ask for a service type of solution or someone to go to your house to do some sort of job, right? And the fact if you're ever late, how does that piss you off? I know it's right? So
window times, they're like, oh, they'll be here, you gotta wait all day.
Yeah. So the fact that we mitigate all those types of pain points, the fact that we're able to see, actually backing up a little bit, we are a cloud-hosted application-based solution. So all your end user needs to do is download an app, sign on to it, and everything's all the forms, all the invoicing, and their jobs as well. So think of it as a dispatcher. I put in a job with all the pertinent information for the employee to gather, and also see you have the phone number for them to call the customer, you have the address, and you have all the information for the job. With that, and all within one single pane of glass, they can see the status, they can see the forms that they're filling out, and also when it comes for you guys, what that means to you is added jobs throughout the day, right? If you're able to add 2 or 3 more jobs on top of that day on average, think about that. That's money back in your pocket, right? And very, very minimal costs, right? And when it comes to going back to the dashboard, the fact that you can house everything there and have that one single pane of glass where you can manage everything, see the status, have all the forms kind of all put together within one platform, makes it a very, very powerful solution.
And we're local, you guys. Me and Jevy are here in Arizona as well. Utilize us. Let us help you be more efficient when it comes to your business. And I've talked to a lot of you already, so you do need me. So you do. I'm here to make it more efficient for you guys. So we'll be talking, set up meetings, get with your AT&T rep, make sure that they understand what you need. But
one thing I do want to add is when it comes to the forms, I think you sent us our form already.
Yep.
Send what you have existing, what you guys currently use, your processes, your workflow. Send it over to us. We'll digitize it prior to a meeting. And then when we jump into the conference call or that WebEx or whatever we're going to discuss in person, we'll actually show you from your perspective how it's going to be. It may not be absolutely perfect to what you guys do, but we can show you the enhancements utilizing the devices AT&T is providing, taking pictures, right? Audio, right? Geostamp and timestamp for each form, and then automating those forms once you submit or finish a work order. That work order will be automatically forwarded over to your customer, so they have a full-on view of what's actually been done, and a receipt for you folks to tell your customers, okay, Mr. Customer, we did this type of service at this date, this was done, and then the next service will be X amount of days. So just kind of give you an idea of some of sort of the enhancements that we're able to do to your businesses.
any questions for us?
I do have one.
So with each workflow that a employee goes over to the customer's home and they fill out those forms, do all those forms need to be filled out prior to going to the next job?
Yeah, so it's both ways. So the dispatcher can fill out what information needs to be collected and also give them the information needed to do the actual job. What parts are needed, if there's a gate code, is there any type of notes that you need to put? For example, like, hey, be sure to collect the pounds or take a picture of the shipment or take a picture of the actual job, and all that information gets collected and sent over to the portal itself.
Gotcha.
But yeah, any type of forms can be collected throughout the work form, before the job, with middle of the job, and then even when you complete the job.
Any other questions?
As you're inputting the jobs that are coming in for the day, let's just assume that a little extra job came in, but it's gonna land in between two other stops. Is this already in order, or is it something that we can move around? And we can
Great question. So we have a scheduler, right? You have all your employees and you have the time of the day and what job they're on at the moment. For example, I assign a job to D, and for whatever reason she calls out, right? The dispatcher can basically look at that and say, hey, you know what, Jevy has availability within this time frame because he has about an hour, 2 hours in between the next job. They can just simply drag and drop to my name, and you also have a live view of where I'm at. So you can say, oh, I want this to be the closest user, or I can assign it to a particular person. So you have 3 ways of assigning a job. 1, just picking the person. 2, finding the closest user. So in terms of efficiency, right, they don't have to go back and forth to an office. They can see where I'm at, and then, oh, he's close to that job, let me throw that job to me. And then from my end, from my phone, I receive an alert, okay, I have an extra job I can do in between time for my next job. Hope that answers the question.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. Please don't be shy. Ask us lots of questions. We're here to help.
And we'll be at around, around about, you have any questions pertaining to your specific use case, I'm more than happy to answer any questions.
Next up, we're gonna folks talk about an application called Enhanced Push to Talk, and we have a really good video. It's gonna show you actual use case of one of our typical clients that we have out there, much like yourselves. You can play that real quick. Thank you.
Your land mobile radios empower your workforce and drive productivity. So imagine what you could do with the power of instant communication extended across your organization. AT&T Enhanced Push to Talk with land mobile radio interoperability makes it easy. A fast-to-deploy platform extends push-to-talk service beyond your land mobile radio network, connecting teams across sites and devices. Class of service options can prioritize traffic for business-critical or mission-critical use, and because it works across a wide range of devices, you can leverage your existing investments. For instance, when a customer made last-minute design changes affecting multiple job sites, land mobile radio interoperability allowed the project manager at headquarters to make an instant group call to the site supervisors and advise them of the changes. Unlike traditional land mobile radios, AT&T Push-to-Talk rides on AT&T's robust broadband data network, which allowed the team to have the customer's information at their fingertips when they got the call. Increased coverage and capacity enabled the warehouse dispatcher to broadcast a call to the loaders, while location information helped her locate the closest drivers, turning a logistical challenge into just another seamless day at the office. AT&T Enhanced Push-to-Talk with land mobile radio interoperability. It's the next level of instant communication from AT&T.
Just a quick show of hands. How many out there have mobile field workers out in the field right now? And how do they communicate? Do you guys have anybody have radios out there in the environment by chance? No? Okay. I know that a lot of customers utilize just phones right now to communicate. But we find that a phone call typically takes anywhere from 5 to 6 minutes because there's a lot of chatting going on right now. And with push to talk, it really gives you the ability to have one-to-one or one-to-group communication succinct. It's all work specific, and it also has the ability to improve your clients. I'm sorry, your end users' time, and also gives them the ability to, within the application itself, send picture videos around situational awareness, send a Word doc and whatnot. And we also have the ability to, if you have radios in your environment, to interact with those radios as well. So we can also integrate with Workforce Manager, and that also just shows the value of that as well. Let's go to the next slide real quick. The 3 C's, I like to call them, is and we can improve your coverage anywhere. So you can be out on vacation and talk to your workers while they're here locally or wherever they're at throughout the nation. We can also expand your capacity and lower the cost. If you have a traditional phone, we can put that application in there and really give your workers that ability to talk to a group. You can blast out information, and it's just a great tool to use every day. So let's go to the next slide there. That's my last slide. Okay. The next one is we're going to talk about is the Vision 3.0. I'm super excited about this. As Sergio mentioned, this is something that came out hot off the press. It's not coming up yet, but we're super excited to show this video and show the capabilities of what it does. And also got a personal story to share about that as well. And so we'll go from that in the video. Please, thank you.
When it comes to managing a fleet, we understand companies want reliable tracking solutions and data that goes beyond what a driver can see on their own. AT&T Fleet Complete Vision, a dual-facing camera with embedded video analytics, can help lower insurance premiums, improve driver safety, and even provide information to protect the driver in the event of an accident. With this camera, you'll be able to see what's happening in the driver's cab as well as the environment surrounding the vehicle. And with our highly secure, best-in-class LTE network, you'll be connected 24/7, so you can easily manage your field operations anytime, anywhere.
This is a powerful solution, folks, and I think the reason why is the capability to have an in-dash camera in your vehicles when your employees are out there in everyday situations, right? And the ability also to protect them, exonerate them, if you will, ties back into what Adrian mentioned earlier, accident reconstruction. The ability to also help you from a liability perspective, from insurance perspective as well, is so powerful. And the ability to have cameras that can record real life situations. In fact, we had one recently. We were in market in Albuquerque visiting our team there and had an accident where my fellow peers and our leader, our director, were all in the car together. We were at a red light. We stopped. Green light turned on, and we proceeded with the car flow next to us, and a truck came out of nowhere, literally about 50, 60 miles an hour, and hit us and just hit and ran, essentially. Now, luckily none of us were hurt. But I'll tell you, the thing that we talked about this is, and Sergio and I and the team have really talked about, what if there was something that happened, if you're one of your drivers in that situation, and somebody comes back to try to say, well, hey, there's a great situation there, well, maybe it was your guys' fault. Well, think of having a camera solution to not just really, we don't want to portray it as we're big brother with your drivers. It's really there to protect them from exonerating them from any situations, right? Where if somebody comes at them, especially when you have a logo on a truck, a lot of times people are out there, let's just face it, they're trying to make a quick buck, or just try to get money off of your company and your bottom line. When really, these cameras here, the solution here, which we're so excited about, is going to be able to enable you guys to mitigate those costs and any type of liability, and exonerate your driver, and also teach the drivers to have that behavior that's proper, right? Whether it comes from harsh braking, acceleration, and it's going to be there just to really have a digital footprint and a video footprint to protect your assets, your vehicles, and your drivers. So very excited about Vision 3.0, and would love to talk more about you with that. And we'll have some Q&A here in a little bit to share that and answer any questions you all have. And we'll go to the next, hand it off to Raffle time.
Yeah, so Ben said it best. After this, we're gonna open it up for all our presenters to come up here. You guys can ask questions, comments, concerns, emotional outbursts, whatever it might be. But, you know, you heard that saying, right? Time is money. We can't give you your time back. We appreciate you guys for being here, so we're gonna give you some money. So this is a $200 gift card from, I'm right?
Yeah,
from GeoTab. I might have added an extra zero, but.
No, not 2,000.
Yeah, we're at 200. So the lucky winner today is going to be 168036.
Damn.
Hey!
Winner! Hey, that's even more enticing, huh?
We can't have a winner twice.
Hey, we never broke that in.
Yeah, we never wrote that in the contract. So.
Yeah.
All right, that's the golden ticket. All right.
Now he has to sign up.
Serge.
There's more prizes coming. You know, we're happy to answer any questions. I want you to look at all the solutions that were presented today. It's all part of an ecosystem, right? I mean, you might have one or the other. They all integrate together. They're all highly customizable. That was a point that Adrian was driving home. You know, when Dee was talking about the dispatch, you asked the question about sliding people in. That could tie into an existing radio system if you have one. A lot of the approach that we take is we try to repurpose if we can. So we're not looking to maybe displace everything that you might have already invested in, but if there's a way to augment what you have, that's probably the most efficient way we can get you to migrate into one of these solutions is probably the route that we will take. But with that said, right, we kind of covered a lot. It was a lot of high level because we can't really go too deep into the weeds on the solutions without really talking to you first around what is really specific to your business and what you need. But with what we showed you, we just wanted to open up for some Q&A.
Yeah, and I want to piggyback on Sergio's points. We appreciate your time. We know that you have other things to do and your time is valuable. And if you have any questions regarding any one of the solutions, we'd love to answer them now and field any questions from anyone here. Please feel free to ask us. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so for like the vision aspect of like a dash cam, now obviously our employees would probably feel kind of like we're micromanaging them.
Big brother type of, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, knowing our crew, like our big issue is making sure that they're taking their hour lunch and then getting back. Sometimes we don't know that's the case. So, but I just feel like they would come back to us and say, hey, well, you guys are, I'd say, kind of like creeping on them.
And to real quick, to allude to what Ben had said, it's trying to get them out of the whole big brother mentality. You know, you're like, hey, it's here for your safety. It's here for you guys to understand what may happen. Now, the camera solution could be integrated different ways, the partner. So if they're like, hey, I just want a road-facing camera to integrate, not a problem. You want a road and in vehicle one, you can do it in cab, you can do that. You can add up to 8 cameras. You could even add the option where AI, the artificial intelligence, hey, it's not gonna record, but it's gonna record events, meaning I'm not gonna record actual video of me, but it's gonna let me know, hey, you worked today, just wanna let you know, you touched your cell phone 5 times, just making you aware. Oh man, making that safety actually go in the right direction, you know, to understand that. So there's different ways when we have a conversation more in depth of like, hey, Adrian, we want to talk about what you guys can do integrating with the camera solution. And he wish he could have been here, he's on PTO right now, to be able to talk about how does that camera integration look. He has scenarios exactly, shows you how it is, how it integrates. Customization is huge with our solution. So you're like, you know what? I don't want none of my guys to record unless there's an accident. So the G-Forces records that, boom, it's gonna record in-house. What were you doing? Were you fiddling around? You looked up, boom. You want that. You want to be able to understand what happened, you know? Especially, like I said, to exonerate. No, what do you mean? Are you sure you ran the red light? No, it was green for me. Well, imagine you could see that video. It's green. You drove impact. Yeah, you weren't at fault. So it's trying to just help them understand. It's there to protect them, but it's also, at the end of the day, it's there to protect you guys as a company. You get one accident could cost you guys $100,000 to $300,000 in insurance claims. Imagine if it's death. You're talking in the millions. So it's that fine tune of using technology and minimizing risk with maximizing output. And depending on you guys' insurance provider or brokers, some of them might offer you some discounting on that. I would always suggest reaching out to them.
Getting back to your question too, when we do proof of concepts, we do a demo, and we get the drivers involved, they actually tend to gravitate toward more because they understand it's really there to help them. And you pitch it that way, and that situation now could have been worse, right? And we didn't have nothing to prove in our rental car. But if your driver's caught in that situation, he's gonna look back and say, thank you, I had something to protect me, and I was not at fault here, and help him. So it's really there to enforce not only a good driving behavior, but also to protect your bottom line and to protect the actual end user, which is your driver. So great question. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there a follow-up question to that?
Yeah. On those cameras too, is it 24/7 or is it only when the vehicle's on?
There's different ways, from my understanding, to customize that. Usually it's going to be only when the vehicle's on, but you can customize a rule like, if somebody breaks into the car, there's a loss of power recorder, there's tampering with the device. There's different ways that it can be customized. That's the biggest thing I definitely want to take you guys, a takeaway from today. Customization is huge when it comes to our solution.
Short answer is, it could be on all the time if you want it to be on all the time, or it could be on only detecting if I'm facing down, the camera will notify you this person's looking down while their vehicle's moving. Whatever rules you can think of, it can accommodate it.
You can pull it live whenever you want, right? Even if the vehicle's off.
Yes and no. I would have to kind of alert that to the camera provider, as they're the subject matter experts on how that works. There's different ways yes and different ways no. Yeah. Perfect. Thanks for the question. Anything else? Any
Can
other
you guys
questions?
touch on the level of support after the sale, right? When things come up, because a lot of times, right, that's a big concern for customers. Is what kind of support are you going to provide after the sale?
Great question.
I'll start.
There you go.
For AT&T Workforce Manager, ActSoft, we make sure that you're taken care of. Implementation is huge to us. Like I mentioned, we are a no contract solution. So you get an account manager assigned to the account. We implement you, we train you as many times as you need to. You also have me, I'm involved in the implementation process as well, because I want to make sure you're taken care of. But you have someone to reach out to at any time. So.
No cost to the
No cost.
implementation as well.
And we help you build the forms if needed. I help customers build forms as well too. It's easy, but we're here for you.
That'd be in addition to your direct AT&T contact as well. Supervisors like Justin, always ready to jump in, myself included as well. So, that's something that is very near and dear to us.
Yeah, even whether it's a fleet telematic solution or enhanced push to talk, we have a team dedicated, to Sergio's point, not only just your actual sales person, but you got the manager and leadership, but we also have a team that's dedicated their internal overlays to help make sure that we answer every question, we walk you through the process. We don't just give you the equipment and say, have a good time, we'll talk to you later. We're gonna really walk you and hold your hand and give you that white glove treatment that you so need, and it'll help give a better success. But we'll ask you questions like, what do you define success for criteria that's gonna be for you? That'll help customize everything that will best improve your business processes.
This is a relationship, so
Yes, it
we
is.
want it to work.
Yeah, it sure is. I think that's a great point. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
How easy is it to get a hold of your advocate if you do need to get in touch with them? How quickly can you get in touch?
Now, as far as from AT&T, that's one level of support you're going to have. They're calling up your rep, hey, I have this issue. But as far as on the GeoTab side, we have a 24/7 to be able to reach out. So even we use a network of resellers, AT&T being one of us. So they can be there as a layer. But if you're like, no, I want to call GeoTab, you can call us directly. They're going to support you. If there's anything that doesn't meet your thresholds, email me. Email us so that we can figure out, and that's how we become better. That's how you minimize, hey, what happened here? Why did we get it to here? What can we do to make sure this doesn't happen again? So, and then we can support in multiple different languages. Since we're a global brand, we're in every continent. So, yeah. And I think, I should have mentioned this, but we're about 3 million almost active subscribers right now today. And we're the largest telematics, US, top 2 globally. And number 1 right now in EV, because it's coming. It's not if, it's when. But we can pull over 220 vehicles EV ratings to understand when is the switch going to happen, what vehicles are recommended, so we can help you in different realms. And we have subject matter experts in multiple fields. We go down the weeds to be able to help you out with the GeoTab.
And from the AT&T side, our job is to also just be there as your trusted partner, to be there to help you. And if we need to triage a call, if we need to get the right resources and get the right subject matter experts in there, we will do that to make sure that we identify a situation and we mitigate it as quickly as possible. Any other questions?
Or the waiting for Raffle.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Just on the AT&T aspect too, like we do all the calling for you guys to help get you to the right department, so you're not sitting there calling customer service and being like transferred from department to department, and then they can't help you, that call drops. Like use your representative to like do all that for you to get you to that exact person, not the phone tree of no results. So
Yeah, that's a great point. Our job is to create a path of least resistance to make sure that we get you to the right department within AT&T to make sure we get to the point and we get to quick velocity as far as anything that we need to do to clear up the situation and get you back on track. So that's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah, like I'm saying, I've seen the relationships. I've been a part of it between AT&T and GeoTab. We're very customer centric. Obviously, we can't. Very customer centric. He's not letting me get it.
Yeah.
On there. So, any other questions that we can answer? Anything? And I understand if there's maybe a specific use case to your organization, like Deanne mentioned, we're going to be here throughout the day. So we can go one-off, go get a room. I have my laptop. I can pull up, show you the platform live, what it looks like, real-time stuff, so you can understand exactly what I was talking about earlier. So
yeah, just to reiterate off of what we mentioned pertaining to what Sergio just said, every business is different, right? But the real powerful solution is having that one-on-one meeting, that discovery call, talk about your business and how much, what are your pain points, what you do great at or where you're lacking, and we'll show you to GeoTab's point, a live demonstration, because there's a lot of aspects to our solution. But what really matters is what it makes a difference to you guys and how it fits your business. We'll show you live view, where they're at, custom reports. We also have open APIs as well. So you have a solution that you do like and you want to incorporate that into ActSoft or your platform, we're more than happy to discuss that and see what that looks like.
Perfect.
What are some of the things that separate you from maybe someone or a competitor that provides a comparable service for a different company?
I'll go first on the GeoTab side, and then you can go on your side, G. For us, is that we are not ping rates. A lot of the industry do 30, 60 second. Hey, here I am, GPS coordinates, engine data, great. Check in on you in 60 seconds. We all know behind the wheel, anything can happen in a matter of seconds, just like your guys' incident that happened in New Mexico. So we record everything event-based due to our curve logic algorithm that's patent. So anything that says a change of behavior, we'll record that data. You go 25 miles an hour, 26 record. You got a check engine light, depending on the features you have, we're able to record. Another thing is that we're just like they had mentioned, we're open API. So the ability to be able to integrate with just about anything that's out there. We may already have it already built out, or we can get your guys' IT to talk to our engineers in IT. How can we make this work? How can the back end API calls work from that perspective? So those are, and then action and reconstruction is another huge thing that we offer clients to understand, recording the G-forces of an impact to reconstruct. How did that accident happen? How did we get from point A to point B through point C? Giving you that true data from that aspect. So those are just some things that I'm thinking from a high overview right now that sets us apart from the current competitors that are out there.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you guys.
Yeah, so from a holistic standpoint, we're not a one-trick pony, right? We have timekeeping, we have digital forms, we have dispatching, we have GPS tracking, we have live view, all that good stuff. And then we partner up with GeoTab. So not only do you get all that within one single platform, the fact that I kind of alluded to, we play well with others as well. So we can bring in whatever solution you have and cater to that. Because there's not a lot of solutions out there. Typically what a company has is like piece together solutions. One that does this, one that does that, and then they have like 3-4 different credentials for different types of solutions. Where we have one sort of portal which manages command center, if you like, you call it. But basically everything within that one single portal where you're able to manage every aspect of your business, automation, custom reports, and then again, that caters to your business rather than off-the-shelf type of solution that may be one item, right? So that's a little bit about GeoTab and us together.
Yeah, because you guys have a built-in SSO. It's all single sign-on. I've seen it. They do great when I've had client calls. You log into the portal, you see where your vehicle, your assets, any containers that aren't engine, any off-road equipment, you see them second by second. Where have they been to? How they got there? You're seeing the digital forms. Wait, this customer's calling in and complaining. Let me pull up the order form. Great. Wait, let me pull up the camera. All on one single pane. That's why the relationships we have built are very crucial. And that's one thing about the relationship we have is to, instead of competing, what can we do to make sense out there in the industry? So we're bringing out the latest and greatest and continuing to grow and listening to the feedback of like, hey, this is cool, but can we do this better?
And the fact that AT&T vetted out a lot of solutions regarding different types of solutions, right? And they basically said, hey, this is the partner that we want to deal with because they do X, Y, Z. They take care of our customers, and we just work.
Yeah, from AT&T perspective, we have a high standard, right? We partner up with partners that we are trusted, and we make sure that our reach is not just here in market, locally, but it's globally, right? So we have so many solutions, whether it's going to be IoT tracking, but we're here to help be that liaison that you need to help bring everything together to help run your business better, smarter, and more efficient.
How do you position your product against, let's say, a yellow iron? I've run up against a lot of customers that are using yellow iron right now.
Okay, well, depends, what are some of the things that they're looking for? Because I know with GeoTab, we have OEM integrations already, like John Deere, Caterpillar. We have OEM integrations already with Ford, General Motors, Global Freightliner, International, and there's more coming online. So just depends on the use case. Okay, what is that customer looking for? Are they looking to read the PTO sensors? We can tap into that with an iOS cabling. Are they looking to just get ping rates every 4 times a day? Or do we want to put on our Go Rugged that's designed to be in ruggedized environment to record second by second, like I showed before, giving that true engine hours, and as well as true on and off the PTO sensors, the ones and zeros. Hey, how many engine hours is this vehicle? I think it's 500. No, it's exactly 502 hours with 30 seconds. We can get down to the second to understand, to make you a lot more efficient. And if there's ever an opportunity that we need to go deeper, GeoTab has an off-road subject matter experts that I can bring on to calls to even go deeper into conversations. So there's different ways we can go with this. So that's the biggest thing I want people to take away is customization. What do you need? How deep do you want to go? Hey, this is a lot of data. I just want this, but it's there for you from when you guys are ready to make that next switch to 2023, 2024. The world's just becoming a lot more digital every day, day in, day out. So we're here to help out.
And I'll piggyback on the OEM perspective as well. When you think of that, it mitigates any equipment, right? Because we're going in directly to the manufacturer's database. And so there's not the need for a harness or a rugged device. But if we need to go that route, we can also do that. So we're very flexible, agile, and can really just, whether it's a yellow iron, it's a generator, whatever we need to track, we can get specific to what your needs are, customize them, and then you can view them any way you want to see them. So,
thanks for the question.
Yeah, great question, by the way.
We'll take one more question. Anyone else?
And they'll still be here, so we'll take one more for the interest of time. I want to be mindful of everybody's time today.
I love the questions, by the way. Thank you. Great questions.
All right. Give us your percentage.
Yeah, raffle time again.
It's his time.
Adrian said he's gonna track the G-forces, and that's enough for me to buy something, right? Well, anyways, we have 3 more prizes to give away. We'll start with a phone. We got a Samsung S21 from AT&T.
That's pretty nice.
Oh, my
There you go.
users out there. I think there's probably one in this room. Hopefully you win. All right. We got 168018. Whoever was here.
I heard a little.
I like it. All right. We got some Diamondback tickets, so some baseball tickets from ActSoft. Right, Dean? That's from you, the baseball tickets.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're very welcome.
Yeah. All right, we got 168013.
There you go.
All right. Enjoy the game. All right, and we got one last one. Before I get away, though, all the businesses here, you guys were watching this. You guys work with a lot of other business and customers. If you saw something on there where you're like, hey, you know what? They could use this, right? Some of the customers that you work with. Get with the rep who invited you here. We'll get you some referral stuff. Refer some of those other businesses that you know they can really benefit from this presentation, okay? All right, last thing. We got Euphoria Latin concert tickets from AT&T. Woo! Ooh. All right. We got 168022. Well, that's it. That's all of them.
All right.
That's all the prizes. And then
Appreciate it.
I'll pass it on to Sergio here
I give you
to
my
close
good
this
vibes.
up.
I want to bring up a very special guest that's here with us today. Made a trip from our headquarters in Dallas. Let's hear a round of applause for Hardmon Williams. Hardmon is my boss. He's the vice president for our business unit across the western half of the United States. Glad to have you, Hardmon. Thanks for being here. So hopefully you all found this valuable. Hardmon, why don't you close us out?
Good, good. I have the distinct pleasure of doing the last giveaway, which is a Tesla. Everybody ready?
Can I get a ticket?
I know Sergio's face, who he owns the budget for this market.
I thought you were going to give away my Tesla.
No. I would never do that. What are we doing here? Yeah, I would never do that. So, hopefully y'all enjoyed this discussion, the sessions and the presentations. Was it a good use of your time?
Yes,
Good. To Sergio's point, I get the pleasure of working with him and his peers across the West. So think as northwest as, the PAC states, and then obviously over to like Minnesota and down to kind of the tip of Texas. And so this is a distinct and innovative event. I can tell you, it's candidly unprecedented. Sergio and I were having this conversation on the way in. We've never done this anywhere in our region. And so you all are the first folks to have an opportunity to see this sort of investment, this sort of innovation. And so we want to thank you. So first to the customers, just raise a hand for the customers. I couldn't tell y'all are all mixed in. Thank you. I just want to say personally thank you. Obviously, it's been any investment in time with us is obviously away from your business. And so that's not lost on us, and so we appreciate this. That's number one. Number two, our partners. So thank you to our partners. Again, if you look at the solutions that we want to bring your business to help you with productivity and any of your other KPIs and metrics, we have to do it through an ecosystem of partners. And so I just want to thank you all for your investment and time. And then lastly, just to close us out before we adjourn, I want to bring those two things together. So we have you here as customers. We have this great set of partners, and I've asked each of them to just continue to make their time available for the balance of the afternoon. So optimize your time with us. Stay, take advantage of them. We've got meeting rooms for you all that you all can huddle and talk about your particular unique circumstance. Like I love the question you asked about how do you position this vis-a-vis another partner. You can have that discussion in a more rich way with each of them in any of the sessions that you all might put together here as you step off and we adjourn this session. So again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your investment. Sergio, thank you for your leadership. I know Jose had to get back to another commitment, but we appreciate his leadership in the market as well. Glad you guys were able to join us, and I hope you'll make your time valuable through the rest of the afternoon. Thank you so much.
Get your prize if you
no test. Yeah, if you for the prize, if you could get with Heather, she'll coordinate making sure you get your prize.